This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Details on a drive-through flu shot clinic next. Hello friends, I'm Ken Kara. I hope your new week is off to a great start. Mine is going all right, if you care. I know you do care about local information, so let's get right to it. The Lehigh Valley Health Network is trying to make getting a flu shot this year as simple as possible. Here's Lisa Sugart with today's news feature.
Well, flu season is just around the corner, so what better person to talk to than Dr. Jody Lenko, who is the Vice Chair for the Department of Medicine for Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton, here today to tell us about an event where you can get a free flu shot and you don't even have to get out of your car. That's pretty amazing. Dr. Lenko, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, what is this all about? I know you did it last year, correct? So tell us how this works, that you're having a community drive-through flu shot clinic. That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is. But yes, thank you for having me. So Lisa, yes, this is a great event this is now our second year. Last year we did it a little bit last minute and didn't have as much advertising as we would have liked. But this year we're planning a lot earlier and we're hoping for a really great turnout. It's a drive-through flu event. So we have a big parking lot set up at our Health and Wellness Center where you don't need to get out of your cars. So if it's raining, it doesn't matter. We have a tent set up. So we roll down your window, roll up your sleeve, and you and everybody in your car can get their flu shot without leaving your car. It is only eligible for people 18 years of age and older, but it's a great event. We have a lot of volunteers from our community and also from our own health network doing the event. So we're really excited.
That sounds fabulous. I got my COVID vaccine by going through a drive-through event, so I know that they work very easily. So tell us, for someone who maybe is concerned, they say, I just got my COVID vaccine or I'm in the middle of my COVID vaccine, can they still go get a flu vaccine right on top of that?
Yes, it's a great question. And I get asked this question frequently. Initially, when we were giving the COVID vaccines, we asked that people wait about 2 weeks between any other vaccine. That was mostly because the COVID vaccines were new and we were waiting to see if there was any potential reactions with other vaccines. It turns out there's not. So we are now recommending that it is fine to get the COVID vaccine with any other vaccine. You may choose to separate them by a few days if you would like, but it is perfectly fine if you have had your COVID vaccine or any other vaccine for that matter, to get your flu shot at the same time or within a couple days of getting those vaccines. That would be perfectly acceptable.
Now, I also know there's like a higher dose for those age 65 and older. Will that be available at this drive-through?
Yes, it is. So anybody over 65, as you mentioned, should get what's the higher dose flu shot. There's a few different brands who will be giving out called the Fluad version, which is a very good higher dose flu vaccine specifically designed for older individuals. The reason behind that is that as you get a little bit older, your immune system doesn't quite mount the same antibody, the same response to protect you for the flu. So this higher dose flu shot has been around for at least 10 years and is very effective in older individuals. So that is going to be available, as well as the regular flu shot for anybody over the age of 18 and under the age of 65. We would give you the regular flu shot. And just to note that it is an egg-based vaccine. So if you do have an egg allergy, this vaccine is not the one for you.
So how does this work then? You said you just pull in, you do it. Do we need to bring ID with us? Do we need to have anything like that? Do we need to tell them anything about our health conditions before we get it?
Yeah, they'll ask you to take a short survey just to make sure. There will be COVID screening to make sure that you're not having fevers or chills. There will be people asking questions. We do ask that you wear a mask in the car just as you roll your windows down. Everybody else will be wearing a mask as well. They will register you with your name. You do not need insurance. You don't need any insurance information. This is a free flu shot. This does not go through your insurance. And they'll just do some screening questions to make sure that everything is okay, that you can get the vaccine that day.
Is it anticipated to be a bad flu season? I mean, how important is it to get this when we're still in a pandemic?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. We don't quite No, last year we had almost no cases of flu. It really was not a bad flu season. But last year was a very strange year with COVID. I think things have changed a lot more. Many more kids are back to school. We're seeing a lot more viruses, such as RSV and other viruses that we didn't see at all last year. So some of us are thinking that flu might come back. Whether it comes back is so hard to tell. We just don't know until we start seeing some cases.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Remember, in an emergency, our emergency room is the safest place to be.
In a battle of unbeaten football teams on Friday night, the locals came out on top. Here's the SSPTV Standard Speaker scoreboard. The North Schuylkill Spartans are 7-0 after beating Notre Dame Green Pond 42-21. Josh Chawanski had 162 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in the game. Quarterback Jake Hall also rushed for over 100 yards, and as a team, the Spartans put up over 350 rushing yards. The Hazleton area Cougars jumped over the 500 mark this season with a 27-7 win over Scranton. Tyler Wolf passed for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mitchell Maston picked off 2 passes for the Cougars. Shenandoah Valley won their second Schuylkill Colonial League Blue Division game of the year, beating Panther Valley. Quarterback Owen Kozar had 268 yards through the air and 3 touchdowns. Joey Vivacis hauled in 15 catches for 212 yards. Monoy area beat Schuylkill Haven in a league game 22-14 in overtime. Ben Manley rushed for 93 yards and Cole McGroarty had 97. In overtime, the Golden Bears defense stopped Schuylkill Haven at the 2-yard line, and that set up the offense to win the game. Tamaqua lost to Palisades with Warren Stewart rushing for 122 yards. Matt Martin rushed for 126 yards for Marion, but the Colts lost to Williams Valley. Logan Yakubowski scored 11 goals over 3 wins for the Hazleton area boys water polo team. The girls got 5 goals from Natalie Yeager in their win over Perkiomen Valley. In field hockey, Hazleton area shut out Central Columbia. Emily Ledger scored for the Lady Cougars.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service on Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high near 67 degrees. Tuesday night, a 20% chance of showers before 2 a.m., mostly cloudy with lows in the mid-50s. Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 69 degrees. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 52 degrees. Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 69 degrees. Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 56 degrees. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 73 degrees. Friday night, we have a 40% chance of showers after 2 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 56 degrees. Coming up, a feature story about the North Schuylkill football program. We'll talk with 3 players about the team's success so far this season. And in our community feature, Hazleton's fire chief tells us about Fire Prevention Month.
SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Eugene A. Bonner, age 88, of Beaver Meadows. A funeral service will be held on Thursday at 10 a.m. at St. Peter and Paul Byzantine Catholic Church in Beaver Meadows. Friends may call on Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the church. The Frank J. Bonner Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Jacqueline Marie Crawford, age 82, of Brooklyn, New York. A service will be held on Friday at 2 p.m. at the Calvary Cemetery. The Harmon Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Carolyn P. Dashna, age 70, of Hazleton. Services will be private under the Harmon Funeral Home. Dorothy Nicka, age 94, of Pardisville. The Frank J. Bonner Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. And Bernard J. Bernie Swankowski, age 63, of Catawissa. A funeral service will be held on Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Dean W. Cringer Funeral Home in Bloomsburg. Friends may call on Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the funeral home.
Tonight's obituaries are being brought to you in part by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory, with 2 locations in Rockland and in Drums, 570-384-3312 or 570-788-0977, and go to harmonfuneral.com.